Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbajo has cried out, said Nigeria needs a national debate to examine the issues around the size and cost of governance, which has often been described as expensive and unsustainable. He explained that it could be difficult for the government to do something about its cost by itself, but that it is something that must be done. Osinbajo said this while fielding questions by a former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria and immediate past emir of Kano, Muhammad Sanusi, during a webinar organized by the Emmanuel Chapel, themed Economic Stability Beyond COVID-19 on Friday. Sanusi, who had on Friday last week pointed out that the governance structure in the country had set it up for bankruptcy, asked the vice president what the current regime would do differently to address the perennial problem. The former CBN governor said, "The great Atlanta in the United States has a gross domestic product that is higher than that of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and Atlanta is not the richest city in the United States. I don't want to be disrespectful, but the annual sales of Tesla exceed the budget size of our country. So, should we not begin to cut our coats according to our clothes? Should we not begin to look at all these costs and the constitution itself? Maybe turn the legislators to part-time lawmakers, have a unicameral legislature instead of bicameral, have the local government run by employees of the Ministry of Local Government Affairs. We just need to think out of the box to reduce structural costs and make the government sustainable over the long term." In his response, Osinbajo said, "There is no question that we are dealing with large and expensive government, but as you know, given the current constitutional structure, those who would have to vote to reduce the size of government, especially to become part-time legislators, are very legislators themselves. So you can imagine that we may not get very much traction if they are asked to vote themselves, as if it were out of their current relatively decent circumstances. So I think there's a need for a national debate on this question, and there's a need for us to ensure that we are not wasting the kind of resources that we ought to use for development on overheads. At the moment, our overheads are almost 70% of revenues. So there is no question at all that we must reduce the size of governments. So guys, this you've heard the response of Vice President Yemi Osinbajo. Honestly, it was because this question was put to him, and for the fact that he has answered the question saying that the government, the cost of governance is too expensive, that it has to be reduced. He's not going to. He's just saying it. They are not working towards it, but because the question was put to him, so he has to say something. And now he's trying to exonerate their government, saying the legislators and this and this and that we do the supposed to do the needful. But if they are given the opportunity to do the right thing, are they going to vote against themselves? Are they going to say no? We don't want that. We don't want the juicy position they are holding. You think it will be easy for them to say no? We don't want it again. And mind you, like I always say, a lot of people are waiting. They're on the waiting list to enter the same position. And don't forget again that the Senate president has said, whatever the president, because they are rub my back, I rub your back. That is what they are doing. The Senate president has said that whatever bill or any request from the executive or from the government, from the Buhari himself, that is a welcome development, because he believes that Buhari has the interest of the people at heart. So the question of rejecting any of his requests is a no. It's not going to happen, because he's going to accept whatever that he brings to the table for them to sign. And that is why you could see that they will say, Buhari will say he wants loan. This one, they say they want a renovation of this and this and that. And they will just agree on everything. So the question now again is that these problems have been, and you can imagine what the vice president is saying. Most of all the things that we get is just to see fund their lives as 70% of what we get as a revenue, or as a means of revenue, or as a by loan. Whatever they still get, it will still be to fund their lifestyle. 70% of that, even if they are getting loan, 70% of that will still be going to all these their their lifestyle and everything about them, their welfare, and the 30%, what will the 30% do? And more so, this problem has been before now. This government came on the mantra of, change, that there's going to be a change. These things have been going on for a very long time before they came in, and Nigerians have been complaining this. This is the 5 years down the line. Because the question is being put to them. It's not as if they want to do anything. Now it's calling for national debate. The question is that when Goodluck Jonathan was there in 2014, they did there's a report about concerning this oral saye and whatever. Do you know that for like 2 months ago now, they tried to dust the report out and say, oh, they're going to look into it? It's a lie. They are not going to do anything. The same thing they talked about, what is it called? Restructuring. They immediately, because they knew that Nigerians were really hammering on that apart from that, you talk about people agitating for restructuring, that they said it in their manifesto, but they no longer say anything about it. So when they saw that people were talking about it and a lot of groups coming out to say the best is for us to restructure, they went quickly to go and dust the whole thing out, and they form a committee. Somebody was saying that if one of the reasons, or one of the things that most of the government, whether government of the day or the past government, if they don't want to do anything, they will just quickly form a committee. They will be waiting for a committee till thy kingdom come. So immediately they form a committee and they put El-Rufai to head the committee. See, today, the restructuring, everybody has forgotten about it. They just try to use it to down the tension. Now, this issue of confirm, everybody has been going, let us still go back. They went to bring this Orasoye report. Now we are not hearing anything again about it. Now, as if he himself, that he's saying, because this question was put to him, he shows that they have not even been doing anything, and he has already talked about the bottlenecks around the whole thing, that it will not be possible. You heard what he said. It's not going to be possible. Now you need national debate. Which national debate? What of the Orasoye or the Confab 2014 Confab? What about all of those? Can't you pick and do adjustments? Somebody was even saying, even the vice president, when he was a commissioner for one thing, I don't know, in Lagos, that he was part of the people that did some kind of reforms and all of that. But now you are in the federal, you are not doing anything. It has to start from you people, because now what they do with the legislature, with the president, is rub my back, I rub your back. So if you are saying that the 70% of what we get as revenue is for overhead, so how do you expect the country to move forward in that kind of this thing? Because all of them, they are beneficiaries. This man, they will just talk sweet things like this. They will just say sweet things like this. They will just say it, and that ends it. Nothing will come up. Nothing will come. Everybody knows the problem. Now you guys came. This is 5 years down the line. What are you people doing about it? It's not as if this problem is just starting now. It has been there, and that was why you people said you are going to make changes. Now, have they made any changes? Now they are worsening. They've worsened the situation in this country. 70% of revenues. Okay, that at the moment our overheads are almost 70% of revenues. You can imagine. Now, what are the things that you have done differently? What are the things they've done differently? They will just be asking some kind of a question. I don't understand. These are the things that Nigerians are aware. Then what are you guys doing about it? He has already brought out a bottleneck now that the legislator are supposed to do it. Then what are you guys doing? I don't understand. I don't understand. I hope this suffering will not continue. This suffering in this country, I hope it will not just continue. With this kind of people, they will just, rhetoric. It's just all about rhetoric. It's rhetoric, nothing more. Nigeria runs an expensive government. There is need for national debate. That is what Osinbajo is telling us. There is need. So who is going to engineer the debates? Who is going to do that? Who is going to bring it up? Who is going to form the whatever? All the ones that they've had in the past, what have they done with it? The report upon report upon report. Can you imagine the same, the former SSG or the SDF or whatever? This man, I don't know. His name is so interesting, but I always forget his name. The one that said who is presidency. When the man that was involved in grass cutting, the fraud or whatever allegation against him. Do you know that they formed a committee? After forming that committee, I'm sure they knew that there was the man defaulted. They had to sack him. They had to sack the man. The same Osinbajo was the one that headed the committee. Tell me, now they sack the man, then If the man did not do anything wrong, why did you sack him? And what is the government doing about it? Nothing. Everything will be swept under the carpet. He will be talking and people will be, oh my goodness. In fact, it's unfortunate that people, will not descend to the extent that of saying negative things. When you see all these people, you don't know that there's something, they don't have anything to offer. But in as much they have not brought anything to the table, they have nothing to offer. Their own is just to be sharing money, doing projects that are irrelevant, that will not be impactful into people's life. Something that we just do now, and everything will be faded off. Now the job they always talk about, that they always produce job, or they do about this job. See the Empower now, 500,000 or 500 whatever now. So what is now the essence? Those people, you want to recruit other people, then those other ones, you lay them off. Then what job have they done? What is the essence of the? They will still come back again to the labor markets. So guys, let us hear your opinion concerning what this man has said. Yemi Osinbajo, the vice president, saying that Nigeria runs an expensive government, so there's need for national debates. Leave your comments below and let's have your take.